Hey everyone, welcome to another episode. My name's Dom Warner. Today we're going to talk about the New York Times ad that they've been running that basically just slams Elon Musk and Tesla. It's a pretty brutal piece. Now the New York Times, they're running this ad, right? And it was done by, it was paid for by a tech founder, right? And he attacks Tesla's full self-driving by basically saying it's the worst software ever sold by a Fortune 500 company. Now, big claim, right? But anyway, the pressure group, the Dawn Project, placed the ad under the auspices of the Green Hills Software CEO Dan Dowd, right? So the Times advertisement in Sunday's issue appears to be basically a publicity stunt to promote the company owned by Dan Dowd, right? The company announced earlier this month that its technology was being used to develop driver assist software for the all-electric BMW iX. And Elon Musk actually tweeted on Sunday saying Green Hills Software is a pile of trash. So, claims flying everywhere now. Now, names like FSD are pretty controversial, right? Critics claim that it's misleading to call it full self-driving. Basically, it's an add-on onto the Tesla cars so that it can change lanes, it can enter and exit highways, recognize stop signs, traffic lights. It kind of is it's the closest thing we have today to full self-driving, right? Now, Tesla warns its customers pretty frequently to pay full attention. I know when you actually first enable it, it comes up with a big warning, and it's not like this 20 or 30 page document. It's just this big thing on the screen that says, look, you need to pay attention. This thing is in beta. This thing is not bug proof. This thing makes mistakes, right? And because it doesn't automatically drive the car. It's not quite at the point yet where you can put A to B and it'll just do it, right? Now, Dan O'Dowd said that we did not sign our families up to be crash test dummies for thousands of Tesla cars being driven on public roads by the worst software ever sold by a Fortune 500 company. He continued also by saying humans are thousands of times better at driving than Tesla's full self-driving. Now, I'll get back to that statement in a moment. In analysis of YouTube videos supported by several claims made by the ad, does show errors that, the FSD does make errors. And I don't think Tesla's trying to hide that. They're pretty open about, it makes errors, but it's up to the driver's responsibility, right? Regulatory scrutiny has been applied to FSD as of late, and obviously in the past as well. In addition to recent updates in the software, videos demonstrating the use of the technology in a damaging way, and current investigations by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the California Department of Motor Vehicles has said that it's going to reevaluate its decision to exempt FSD from the autonomous vehicle regulations. Okay. Tesla CEO Elon Musk announced earlier this month that the price of FSD would raise from $10,000 to $12,000. And amongst Tesla's standard features, the company, so when you buy a Tesla, it already comes with what's called autopilot. Full self-driving is another step in that. Autopilot will match the car's speed to something that's in front of you. It will auto steer on highways. And it will do windy roads as long as the lines are pretty clear. But it's not full self-driving. It's not going to slow down when there's a roundabout coming up, or autopilot won't do that. Now, let's have a look over here at the numbers that Tesla have actually released on their website in respects to how safe FSD is. Alright, so as we can see here, we're on Tesla's vehicle safety report on their website, right? Basically what you can do is you can go down to accident data here, and they've released all this data, and that was due to, a lot of pressure to do so, by outsiders, but also by shareholders as well. So if we have a look at Q4 2021, right? Actually, no, let's go right down. Let's have a look at Q3 2018. So over the past quarter, we've registered one accident or crash-like event for every 3.34 million miles driven, in which drivers had autopilot engaged. For those driving without autopilot, but with our active safety features, we registered one accident or one crash-like for every 1.92. For those driving without autopilot and without our active safety features, we registered one accident or one crash-like event every 2.02 miles driven. Right? So basically, in Q3 of 2018, autopilot, unless I'm reading this wrong, using autopilot, statistically speaking, you were less likely to be in a car accident than if you were not using it. And obviously, without using autopilot and without using our active safety features, they had considerably more accidents per mile than they did up here. So if we go back to Q3 2021, what are we looking at today? Now in the third quarter, we recorded one crash for every 4.97 million miles driven in which drivers were using autopilot technology, auto steer and active safety features. For drivers who were not using autopilot technology, no auto steer or active safety features, we recorded one crash for every 1.6 miles driven. By comparison, the NHTSA's, which I can't remember what that stands for, most recent data shows that in the United States, there is an automobile crash every 484,000 miles. Obviously, take into account that the statistics that they've quoted there also include much older cars, not newer cars with more updated safety features. But I'm sure you can get those statistics if you want to look into it. But what it does show is, no, using autopilot is incredibly safe. Incredibly safe. Now, if you were using full self-driving or autopilot and you weren't prepared to take over, then yeah, of course you can have an accident. Like, the thing's not bug-proof. You have to take control. But we know that, right? We're not idiots. So these ads are just crazy. And I think the whole reason of it, I don't even think it's a marketing stunt, because like it doesn't really reflect greatly on his company, in my opinion. It makes them look really desperate. It makes them look like they feel uncomfortable and they feel like the competition is too hard to compete with. And look, maybe they feel like they're not being treated as fairly by the regulators. Who knows? But at the end of the day, you know, there's two ways to make it in this world, right? You can build the biggest building, or you can tear everyone else's down so that you end up with the biggest building, and you got to make your choice, right? So it'd be really interesting to see what happens if there's any regulatory changes with full self-driving. I don't think there's going to be, because every time they look into it, they never actually end up doing anything. But who knows? We could all be surprised, right? But I really hope they don't, because I do think that depending on the changes that they make, it would slow down the progress of full self-driving. Especially, it would mean that it has to come out to market again. But keep in mind as well, Tesla is international. So if America or some states in America don't want to play ball, there's plenty of other areas for Tesla to play ball. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you have a great day. Thanks very much.